Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and we all know what that means by now. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via FedEx, DHL, United States Postal Service, Amazon, and of course that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. We also talk all the action figure news of the week that I found interesting, that you'll probably find interesting too, and we wrap it all up into a ball, and we do call it weekly purchases. So another great week here on the channel, unboxing a ton of different stuff, a lot of stuff going on. Ultimate Warrior Ultimate Edition on the channel on Friday. Check out that video if you missed that somehow. But it was an ultimate week. We unboxed, yes, unboxed, Jakks Classic Superstars Series 3 Ultimate Warrior on the channel on Tuesday for our weekly Jakks unboxing. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. Of course, our Star Wars unboxings continued with a couple of 3 3/4 Clone Troopers, Clone Commanders. You get the point there. So we unboxed those on the channel. We did the special Triple H Top 10. As you guys know, every Thursday on the channel, we're doing a Top 5 and Top 10 countdown. Whenever we hit special milestones on the channel, and we hit 13,000 subscribers not too long ago, we do a Top 10, and we're doing that Triple H Top 10, and we did that on Thursday. Check that one out. A lot of people asking why some things were left off the list. Well, because they weren't in my Top 10. That's why. So there you go. And I always say, put your Top 10 in the comments down below, of course. We unboxed Casey Jones Unmasked Edition from NECA, from the movie line, of course. Maybe going to start Turtle Tuesday on the channel here. We got a lot of turtles to unbox. Maybe we'll do them every Tuesday, but that was our dip our toe into the water segment, I guess, for the week there. So we had that. Of course, AEW Jazzwares Unmatched Series 3. We got after those. Those did come Saturday after weekly purchases dropped. So we got after them right away, and we unboxed every single one of Unmatched Series 3. Special rankings video to come in the next day or two. I have it filmed, along with about 25 other videos that I just can't find a spot for. So that's why we got so much content, as you guys know. We did the Doctor Strange wave on the channel as well. That was last weekend. Marvel Legends, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, that whole entire wave. We did the Build-A-Figure, we did the rankings. We did all those videos. Check those out. Of course, Spider-Man retro figures. We finished up that set as well, so a lot of that going on. And then I almost forgot a little card break. Yes, we did some card breaks. I felt like it was the early 90s, mid-90s, late 80s, I guess, too, when I was collecting cards, comics, toys. I was a Renaissance man, some might say. But we did an old-fashioned card break, so check out what packs I got from the AEW Unmatched Series 3 and what cards I got out of them. And then, of course, we had the weekly figure hunt on Friday. I might have another extra bonus figure hunt video this week, as right when weekly purchases is dropping here on YouTube, I will be at a toy show, a big toy show. I'll probably film that, maybe some hunting around that. I might have a little special video. But this week we did a fig hunt. I was traveling for work. Honestly, this was a very, very busy work week for me this week. I didn't think it was going to be as busy as it was. I mean, they're all busy compared to most. But sorry to you guys, I really couldn't respond to messages and YouTube comments as fast as I usually do, as I've been slammed. I mean, just absolutely slammed at my day job, just trying to keep it all together. But that's what we do. But this week on the figure hunt, I was traveling a little bit of rural areas. So it's always interesting what these rural Walmarts are going to hit. And I said I'm on a tour. You guys know I'm on a tour right now. Next week, look for me in Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, and all points in between. So stay tuned. Next week's figure hunt, a little bit more on the road travel. Checking out some stores I don't get to a whole lot. We'll see how the other half lives, you might say. But a lot of fun on the fig hunt this week in the rural stores, my local stores. My daughter Emma, you know, the family's always around for a good figure hunt. And Emma, you know, she used to don the Chucky outfit on our fig hunts. Well, this time she wanted to be a part of Squid Game. Yes, she is wrapped into Squid Game, and she went to the stores in her Squid Game costume, and she might have ran of terror throughout these stores. So check out that figure hunt. You don't want to miss that one for sure. So a lot going on the channel, as there is every single week. And like I said, I've been very, very busy. But I have talked to you guys the last couple of weeks, and a lot of you guys I've conversed with on Messenger or Twitter or wherever. Looking at launching the Patreon March 1st. Stay tuned. More details to come. I think it'll be worth your while. There's going to be a lot of bonus content. And is it possible to get bonus content, as much content as I delve out every single day? I guess there is. So you'll get a lot of videos early, a lot of that kind of stuff. I think you guys will enjoy what I'm putting down. It'd be great to help support the channel. You guys know that whole song and dance, but we'll do some stuff with like a monthly figure giveaway as well. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff in that, so stay tuned. Looking at that for March 1st drop, so stay tuned. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, hit your own notification bell, follow me on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. Get the plugs out of the way right away. There it is. Now, speaking of plugs, let's plug into some wrestling. Not a very good segue, but hey, I try. Wrestling this week, some wrestling news out there, and a lot of it coming from Ringside Collectibles, of course. Darby Coffin Drop exclusive, that is coming very soon. We saw some more promotional images. Is that the greatest exclusive ever? No. It's cool to get a body bag, sure. You can replay the old Ultimate Warrior days and Undertaker feud. You can do some of that kind of stuff if you want to, of course. But you got Darby Allin with his coffin, and it's kind of like the Jericho one, I guess, is the one I link it to the most. That's kind of where it goes. But if you love Darby Allin, if you love face paint, hey, you're going to be all in on this one. And of course, I'm all in as well. We did see, unfortunately, that Undertaker ringside exclusive, old Biker Taker, that has been delayed till April. That was supposed to be up a little sooner. Moved to April. We're still in some crazy shipping times, crazy times throughout. So Taker has been delayed. That is unfortunate. But what are you going to do? But how about Cella this week? Coming in hot with a 90s staple for old Kyle. When Kyle was in his heart of his tape trading days, this is one of the guys that were on a lot of those tapes, and it's Sushi Onita. Onita, most recently, kind of around AEW a little bit. Exploding barbed wire matches, all that kind of fun stuff. Beautiful matches against Funk and Foley and all the big Japan. You guys know. But Onita is coming to the Cellas. That's a day one pickup for me. That's Kyle's wheelhouse. I'm excited for that one. And it just seemed like it was Onita week out there. As Junk Shop Dog. Yes, Junk Shop Dog. We got the Bruiser Brody. Can't wait for the LOD. Can't wait for the Terry Funk. Well, we're getting Terry Funk. We saw a picture of that this week. But we're also getting Onita from Junk Shop Dog. So Onita Mania running wild in 2022. Who would have thought? But I think I'm here for all of them. And Junk Shop Dog, I can't wait to get those Terry Funks. I believe there's going to be 2 Terry Funks. I'm all in on Terry Funk, as you guys know. We got a Mattel Chainsaw Charlie just around the corner as well. So things are looking like the year of Terry Funk. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. But we got that going on. And then, of course, Zombie Sailor, he's got to have his weekly announcement as well. Sounds like Series 1 is going to be here in about a month or so, start shipping out. And it'll be a little bit after that. Series 2 will go up for pre-order. Danhausen and Jeff Jarrett to follow after Series 1. So we're finally getting closer and closer. I can't wait to see how these are in hand. They look amazing on card from the pictures he's shown. But how are they going to look in hand? Man, I'd love to have an on-card and a loose set, but that $50 or so price point, that is a lot for a retro, as we all know. And it's going to be very tough to afford that, I guess, 2 sets at least. But he did show off a few extra samples this week. Big Bully Busick, I know a lot of people were saying, who? Well, if you watched back in the early 90s, late 80s, I can't even remember when it was, but he had a cup of coffee in the old WWF back then. Now, this is the hard part. How many people really like him enough to spend around $50 for his figure? I think a Mattel Elite, I could see people swallowing that for around $20. But for a retro, smaller sized, that's a pretty deep cut. We'll see how well that does. But I got to think Zombie's smart enough not to make millions of that figure. If he did, they'd be a lot cheaper, but I don't think he could sell them all. So it'll be interesting to see how that all nets out. It'll be very interesting, actually. And we also saw Smart Mark Sterling, his head sculpt. When's it coming? Nobody knows, but he's dangling that carrot out there. So Smart Mark, he's going to have his time in the sun, hopefully, in 2022, so stay tuned for that. But that's the wrestling news this week. Some other news this week, and we talk about it on the channel all the time, Inflation City. Inflation hit a mark of about 40-year high for inflation. 1982 was a wild time. I might have not even been collecting toys at that time, but 1982 was a wild time for inflation. But 2022 looking even worse, and I've been saying it for, 6 months, 8 months? I think I first started talking about this in August, that, hey, guess what? About January, February, March, it's going to be record inflation stuff, and that's exactly what we're into right now. So I'm just an economist at the end of the day. I got my economist business hat on today. Of course, Oakland A's. Never forget the World Series in 1989. What a time to be alive that was. You guys were there. You know all about it. Dennis Eckersley bringing it home. Oh, baby, I loved it. But I got my business hat on here. Talk a little inflation. It sucks. It's just making us cut stuff. We're seeing price increases across the board, and we saw it this week officially. It's the worst rumor going around. We talked about it in weekly purchases a couple weeks ago. Marvel Legends going up in price, $24.99. So we go from about $18.99, $19.99 to $22.99 to now $24.99 as the pre-order went up for the brand new X-Men wave, the Bone Breaker Build-A-Figure wave. Man, that hurts. That is expensive. And somebody that's all in on Marvel Legends, I just can't pick and choose. That's the hard thing. So things got to go. Things got to go by the wayside, and that's why we've talked about. We're going to have quite a few That's So Hard to Say Goodbye videos, I think, in our future here on the channel, so stay tuned for those. But I talk about it all the time. It's just It just really does suck that the pricing is going up on all these, especially for somebody like me that collects a lot of lines. But at the end of the day, we're not just talking action figures. You're talking food, you're talking clothing, you're talking gas. Everything's going up. Something's got to give, and I always say at the end of the day, figures got to give before food, electricity, water bill, you know, that kind of stuff. Your car payment, house payment, or at least it should. That's the way it goes. So inflation getting us and getting in that X-Men wave, and also getting us in the new Star Wars Black Series wave that went up for pre-order. We got Omega, we got the Death Watch, Mandalorian, Echo, Ahsoka. I think that's it. And then you got the Archive Wave edition as kind of re-releases on those. Palpatine, 3PO, Lando, Dengar. I can skip that whole wave. There is not enough meat on the bone for me, especially with the inflation prices. I'm not buying any 4 of those figures. Just not going to happen unless there's a crazy clearance or there's some weird reason I need to get them. I'm going to pass on all those. I will get the Black Series ones, which is really weird. They say those are going to come out in like May 2023, even though people have found them in Target already. So I don't know, but what's going on with the last set of Black Series figures? Bib Fortuna Wave, I always call it. Have not seen those anywhere in my areas, the surrounding states, anything, no wind of that, but some areas got those at the end of last year. So these figures are being made. I just don't know if it's distribution, it's a Target Walmart distribution, it's Hasbro distribution. There's a mess up somewhere going on. And then we also saw this week the Dark Trooper, and the same thing, 2023 Deluxe Mandalorian figure. I mean, that's an army builder too. That's going to be a rough one. I mean, you feel like you need 2 or 3 of those, but you're looking at $30 a pop. Ooh, that's a lot of money. But once again, May. So what is up with the distribution here? I don't know if they just dangle that carrot just to cover themselves or what's going on with Hasbro, but very, very interesting Star Wars announcements. And it's been pretty quiet on the Star Wars front. And I think even more quiet since Kyle stopped doing his daily Star Wars unboxings in 2021. Guinness Book of World Records, no big deal, no big deal. But Star Wars Mania coming to the channel again soon once we get these waves, plus the past wave, in hand, hopefully sooner or later, maybe on my travels this week. You never know what might happen. So we got that going on. And then during that live stream with the Star Wars team, they also announced Hasbro Pulse exclusive Throne Room. Jabba's Throne Room with Bib Fortuna, $229. But man, this looks like a heck of a set. I would love to have it, but guess what? Kyle's out on the 3 3/4. I just can't justify that cost with everything else going up in price. As much as I want to have that, this is where we have to pick and choose, and even me, I'm picking and choosing. I'm passing. I'm going to have to admire this from afar. It is just too bad because I would like to have this in my collection. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a rainy day sale one day. I can jump in, got to get a deal. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, though. I don't think it'll be made in quite the amounts as some of the other vintage collections we've had in the past. So I think if you're into Star Wars 3 3/4, if you're into Jabba in his throne room, man, this is an awesome looking set. I don't doubt anybody for picking that one up. It looks very cool. But how much is Hasbro kicking themselves right now about Rancors? Rancor madness, you guys know I was one of, if not the biggest supporter of the Rancor out there, but childhood favorite toy. I don't care what you're charging me. I'm picking up a giant Rancor. I want it. I love it. I need a Rancor in my collection. And Hasbro, what are you doing? Is this Hasbro and Disney not talking? I don't know what happened, but I guarantee you if the Hasbro, the funding for the Rancor was going on right now, man, that thing would be funded overnight almost. And I don't know what's going on there. Talk about a missed opportunity. I hope they can revisit that Rancor. I don't know if they will. But man, Rancor madness at an all-time high right now. I'm so mad. I'm so mad I'm not going to get that Rancor. And I think there's a lot of people right now looking themselves in the mirror saying, what was I doing? What was I doing? Why didn't I pick up that Rancor? And I do think that would fund right now if things were taken back over. But it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. So it's just very, very unfortunate. So there it is. That's the weekly news. I'm looking at my notes here. Did I miss anything? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like I missed anything there. So a lot going on. Like I said, Patreon possibly coming March 1st, so stay tuned for more info on that. Album of the week is normally this time, but guess what? Like I said, I was so busy this week. I actually, when I talk on the phone for work, I pace. Maybe some of you guys do this too. Do you pace around? I can't just sit at my desk and talk on the phone. I gotta walk. And I circle my office and my kitchen. And I just circle. Well, yesterday I walked 13 miles. Yes, 13 miles around my office and kitchen as I was on the phone for about 12 hours straight, making deals and cutting deals and screaming and yelling and losing my voice twice because I was so irate and mad. It was a long day. It was a long week this week. But I walked 13 miles just in that. Can you believe that? That's unbelievable. So Anyways, long story short, Kyle didn't even have a time to listen to an album to give an album of the week. Can you believe that? 0 time to listen to music. I don't know if that's happened to me ever before. So we're just going to go default. Any Motorhead album is the album of the week, and we should all listen to Motorhead every single day. You pick your poison. They're all good. They're all great. I recommend every single one of them. Motorhead all day long. You know me, so there it is. Album of the week, every Motorhead album that's ever been released, including the live ones. So there you go. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to the weekly purchases, and not the biggest week, not the smallest week, one of those in-between weeks. A lot of stuff coming here the next month or so. A few things found this week on clearance. Got to get a deal out there, as you guys know as well. And a few new surprises this week. And then some stuff you guys have already seen, but we're going to recover it here. But let's start it off hot with the greatest of all time. The greatest wrestler of all time. I don't care what you say, and it depends how you define wrestler. I'd say you're a really great wrestler if you just have really fast matches and you don't have to do a lot of work. That's a nice payday at the office instead of running 60 minutes matches and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that you could say what makes a greatest wrestler of all time. But for Kyle, for his wrestling life and being around wrestling, Ultimate Warrior will always be my favorite. So I'm happy we get this Ultimate Edition, even though I wouldn't say this is anywhere near the best Ultimate Warrior figure of all time. I definitely have my gripes. I definitely... I'm talk about it in the review. Let's just say, watch the review, find out. I don't go too high in love. I don't go too low in low, but I'm more in the middle than I usually am in Ultimate Warrior figures. We'll leave it at that. And then, of course, you know I had to get 2, so I got to get 1 loose as well, just to have here. And I got a few more of these Warriors coming, because I think I need 2 loose ones. Always need a rainy day Warrior. You guys know how it goes. We're all that way. We got figures that we're that way with, and I'm that way with Ultimate Warrior. So there you go. How about Dr. Britt Baker, Unmatched? Sometimes you need Unmatched Series 1, Dr. Britt Baker. I already have, I believe, 2 of these, but guess what? You got to get a deal out there. And as you're looking through eBay, you're looking through Mercari, you're looking through Facebook groups out there, you got to get a deal sometimes. And I found a screaming deal, and this was packaged in as, I guess, a coupon ski. I don't know what we'd call this, but I did pick this up this week. Look at this bag, girl. Unmatched Series 1, Dr. Britt Baker exclusive, 1 of 3,000. Yes, I keep going. You guys know I dabble in these. I'm not a must-have all of them, but I look for the deals out there, and as I always say, and we've covered it before, and I'm going to cover it again, you got to get a deal. Don't give in to madness when these first start trickling out, and these are $500, $600, whatever they are. Play the long game. There's certain characters it's tougher to play the long game. I get it. Sting, some of those guys. But Dr. Britt Baker, you know, she's going for a fortune. And as more sets are released, as things have kind of waned and moved on, people have moved on to other sets, price drops big time. Guess what? I got these for under $80 shipped to me for both of these together. I'm going to sell this, flip this. Actually, we'll give this away one of these days on the channel. You probably all got Dr. Britt Baker, but maybe somebody doesn't. We'll give this away one of these days. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of giveaways. But we'll give this away one of these days. But Dr. Britt Baker for, let's call it $60, that's a pretty good deal. That's one of those ones you can't pass up. Got to get a deal out there. So I continue on with my Rare and Chase Edition collection with Dr. Britt Baker. So there's that. I got to get a deal. Once again, $9 His Tank. I couldn't pass it up. I already have 2 of these, or actually I have 3 of these in box. 1 will stay. I'm thinking about opening up 2 of them and putting them kind of side to side as a little desk display. We'll see what happens with that. But $9 I couldn't pass up a His Tank. And His Tank is one of the Cobra vehicles I never had as a child. And it's so iconic. I don't know why I never had it, but I never did. Happy to have it in my old age. So there you go. How about Amazon? If you guys follow me on social media, I'm always posting up the hot deals. This was $8.99 shipped on Amazon. The Demon, it's not quite Night Demon, one of the greatest bands, if not the greatest band going today. Night Demon, make sure you check them out. Or new wave of British heavy metal legends, Demon, the soundtrack to my figure hunts. Hopefully you guys are following me on Instagram. Every video I do, I try to pair the perfect song with the video. And if you guys know, Demon is my Friday figure hunting anthem on the road again. Not the Willie Nelson version, Demon's version, which is an amazing song. But Demon, had to pick him up, $8.99. You guys know I dabble in McFarlane, especially discount McFarlane. So that's what I got. And I'm not even really familiar with Demon very much, but we'll talk about it on the channel one of these days. Coming soon. Some more got to get a deals out there. Pick this up for the Christmas season. Another Christmas decoration to hide in my house. Old Stan Lee. Part of that Walmart Christmas exclusive bobblehead collection. Only $10. Stan Lee for $10. Can't pass that up. And then another one, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, $10. Couldn't pass that up either. $10. I mean, that's a steal of a deal. It really is. And Christmas decorations, you always need more figure-esque Christmas decorations out there, and that's what we got right there. And then I forgot this one last week. You guys saw my figure hunting week 2 weeks ago. I was traveling for work. I came across Sting, the Luminaries. I needed my Min on Card edition, and that's what this one is right here, so I did pick that up. You saw this week, I was with my daughter, Elle. She was heartbroken about her lack of Squishmallow finds, but my frown went right upside down as I found Mandy Rose, my old girlfriend Mandy Rose here. Had to pick her up. I guess I'm a Mandy Rose completist. I'll have to get the Chase version as well, but Mandy Rose coming home with me. So there's Mandy Rose there. Clearance keeps going. Battle Cat, $11.99. So now I got 2 of these, and I'm not sure if I'm going to try to paint one myself or if I'm going to farm it out to my old buddy Dave Wheeler and see what he can do for me. But Battle Cat, $11.99. This is probably the best clearance deal around. This is a massive figure, normally $40. I've seen some people online finding this for $3.50 at their Target. So if you do have these at your Target, doesn't hurt to walk up to a scanner and check, because a lot of the time on this clearance stuff, the price tag does not match what it actually rings up for. $3.50 for this, got to get a deal all day. You'd be a fool not to pick that up at $3.50. AEW Madness marches on. Little long game on this one. Finally picked up the old Cracker Barrel playset. Now, I still had not unboxed the last set, the barbed wire set. I'm thinking we'll do a video on the channel one of these days with both of those sets unboxed together. Like I said, I got about 20 videos outside of the normal stuff, rainy day videos, and I don't want to put out 3 or 4 videos a day. I just don't think that helps the channel any, and that's where the Patreon will really come in. You'll get all this stuff early. I'll release it someday, but it might be 2 months, 3 months down the line, some of this stuff, but it'll be on there. But as I always say, if you guys see something you really want to see a little faster, let me know in the comments down below, of course. But we got this one this week. And then I did get from Curb Stomp City decals. I got the Cracker Barrel stickers for this, so I'm going to put that on there. We'll do that in the video as well. How about? Sounds like a plan. And then from Curb Stomp as well, this was that Fortnite cabinet I got. I turned it into a WrestleFest cabinet. So look at that. How fun is that? That brings me back to my childhood at the old arcade. So I have this, and I'm thinking about putting this with my Ninja Turtle collection. So I'm working on that Ninja Turtle collection. As I keep saying, a lot of people, you guys ask, where's the display tour? Where's the display tour? I'm hopeful. Tracking says this weekend I'll have some of my key display pieces. I think I need to run one more run to IKEA, but I got a lot of moving parts still. But I'm hoping for March. And it'll be a Patreon exclusive for 2 months. No, I'm just kidding. It won't be at all. But I will have that in March, so stay tuned. I know you guys love it, and I do appreciate you guys, your interest in my collection tour, where I invite you into the house and we do the full tour. I think you guys are going to be blown away. And I said that last year, and I said there's no top in this one. 2021 will be the best. 2022 will be the best figure tour collection video I've ever done, and I don't know if we'll ever top it. Like I said, I said that last year. I just don't foresee it being topped. You never know, though. Stranger things have happened. Super 7 coming in hot once again. Ultimate Edition. Who is it? It's Carl Anderson. The Good Brothers are here. Carl Anderson. Doc Gallows, of course. So both Good Brothers are here. Going to try to get after this one. Hopefully I can unbox these later today and have this up maybe on Sunday. We'll see what happens. But Super 7 back in the house. We got Matt and Brian. We got a lot of Ninja Turtles. A lot of Super 7 madness on the channel here. But 2 more wrestling figures. Of course, we'll do all the comparisons with Mattel's, Jakks, other Super 7s. A lot to talk about with this one, so stay tuned for that. And then more clearance finds. $6 and change for Skeletor. I said, I can't pass this up. It's worth that just for that extra head that's in there. Who knows? I might save this for a long time and use it as trade bait or something. I don't know. But for $6, I couldn't pass. And they had like 10 of them, which was absolutely crazy. Clearance time. Like I said, got to get a deal. Know your stores. People ask me, Kyle, how do you find stuff in stores? Well, instead of traveling, when I'm not traveling, it's a crapshoot out there. But my local stores, guess what? I work the stores. I go every single day for a couple of weeks and I figure out the patterns. That's the key. It's consistency. It's the consistency in life. Whatever you do, you show up every day, you're consistent. You do YouTube, you do it every single day, you're consistent. That's the key to life. You don't have to be the best at anything, but if you show up, you do the job every single day, man, you're going to get ahead. Trust me, that's what'll happen. Just put the time in, put in the effort, and that's what you got to do some of these figure hunting things. You got to figure out your patterns. You got to figure out my local Target. Hey, Tuesday, Thursdays are the day. I'm going to go there during the time. I don't know. Long story short, that's the way you do it. But Lastly here, we got Flying Fist He-Man. I was shocked to find these as I didn't realize these were hitting. It was out in the country and there's just hanging on the shelf. There's old Flying Fist He-Man. No sign of Terror Claws Skeletor yet, but Flying Fist He-Man is there. And as you guys know, luckily for me, one unpunched, one regular. So I got both of those. We'll unbox him on the channel this week sometime as well. And I'm looking around. Do I got anything else? I got nothing else. So there it is. That's the weekly purchases this week. Hopefully you guys found some good stuff. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts, anything you really want to see. Let me know what you picked up this week. Of course, like this video, you made it this far. Help support the channel with a nice retweet or a share of the video. And of course, follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Support the channel. So I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to the toy show. Stay tuned for that next week. And I'm Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.